Hey y'all, welcome back. It's Kelly Whitney, and this is number 6 in my series 40 Things Old Black Women Should Tell Young Black Women and Don't. Older Black women are not going to tell younger Black women that. Sometimes you don't need to listen to older Black women, okay? Older Black women, they have had their life experiences. They have been mistreated, they've had a good time, they've had their dreams dashed, they fulfilled some of their dreams. People are going to tell you about you based on them and how they've lived and their perception of what's possible and what's not possible, right? I'll take myself, for example. I'm Gen X. My mom is a boomer. I grew up upper middle class. I did not suffer. I went to the best schools. I never was hungry. I never didn't have new shoes, or my shoes never pinched. No shit like that ever happened to me. But as far as how I live my life now, I made that shit up on my own. My mom didn't the things that she told me, the foundational lessons that my mom gave me, which I find incredibly valuable, can be summed up in basically one sentence. And that is, she taught me the value in working hard and saving and budgeting your money, period. The career path I chose, how I live my life, what friends I have, that's all completely not what she told me to do. And that's a good thing, because if you listen to somebody else all the time, then you're not listening to yourself. And when you don't listen to yourself, you don't ever really find out who you are. You know what I mean? An older Black woman is not always going to tell a younger Black woman, sometimes it's not about me giving you advice and you taking it. Sometimes it's about not asking anybody what they think and doing what you want to do. But a lot of times, people want to be able to control you. They want to be able to have access to you. They want to be able to have you as that captive audience. They want you to be mind labor, physical labor, emotional labor. They want that from you. They want to be able to have you in that spot and not get any static about it. I saw a social media post that I wanted to share with you around this idea. This was a clip from I think some kind of commencement speech of some kind at Spelman College. It was being given by Dr. Ruha Benjamin, and she said, "Our Blackness and our womanness are not in and of themselves trustworthy if we allow ourselves to be conscripted into maintaining a status quo that is oppressive." Have you ever felt oppressed by an older Black woman? Somebody that maybe in your family you went to and asked them for help, and they were so busy trying to tell you what you should do that you realize they didn't even listen to you. That's why you can't automatically assign somebody a certain status in your life just because, oh, she's an older Black woman, I know she knows. No, people lead screwed up lives. They make mistakes. They don't get over the mistakes. They walk around wounded. They have no idea, and they still feel perfectly entitled to tell you what's right and wrong. And sometimes you can't ask everybody for help, because you have to consider what is that person's capacity or capability to advise you. I used to talk to this person who was habitually bad with men. Oh, terrible. I once sat in a group in a restaurant. There was 4 women. She was one of them. And they were all sleeping and dealing with the same man. And I knew the guy. I talked to him. I'd spent time in his company, not a lot, because, but he was okay looking. He worked for the fucking railroad. Not that there's anything wrong with the railroad, but my contempt is for him, because he had these airs, because he was like a frustrated actor, and he was quite good, actually. He had a speech impediment, and that was the reason that he never really pursued his acting dreams. He kind of sounded like he had a mouth full of shit and rocks. Anyway, I was talking to this woman about my dreams of becoming a romance novelist. And he heard us talking, and he was a drinker. Did I mention that? Good night. And just butted into the conversation and proceeded to tell me how to write my books and what I should write about. And instead of her telling him to shut the fuck up, she urged me to listen to him. This person who had never, to my knowledge, written anything, had no avocation that was similar to anyone who would be writing something, wasn't an avid reader as far as I knew, did not engage in any writing of any kind for the purposes of his job. So why the fuck would I listen to him? You see what I'm saying? And he proceeds to tell me all kinds of nonsense, most of which time has thankfully washed from my memory. But I remember he was trying to tell me that I shouldn't get my hopes up, because in all likelihood, it should just be a hobby, not something that I should take seriously. And me being a bitch, I said, oh, kind of like your acting? Needless to say, I got put out. Oh, good times. Anyway, that's why you don't need to always listen to older Black women. And you need to listen to yourself. Ask yourself some really hard questions. What do I want? Why do I want it? How could I possibly get it? What will it look like when I get there? Ask yourself that kind of stuff. And it may be that you find the answer that you're looking for without putting yourself in front of somebody whose agenda may not align with your best interest. Sometimes older Black women, they haven't done the work on themselves to recover from all the blows that life has given them. They are trying to help you, but because their vision and scope of the world may not be as expansive as what you have presented to them, they're not capable of really advising you properly. Be careful who you ask for advice, because sometimes you might be better off Googling that shit. You know what I mean? That's lesson number 6 in my list of 40 things that older Black women should tell younger women, but don't. So I hope you come back next time for lesson number 7. Thank you.